Ladies and gents, from the accent, this is Classic Summarize. Iphigenia? Yeah, by the channel Holy Sarcastic Production. Moving on to the short prequel to the Iliad. Today we discuss why Agamemnon is a terrible father. Infanticide? What? Infanticide isn't the only reason, but it is kind of a big one. He kills his own infant children? What an asshole. I mean, I know Agamemnon is a piece of shit, but seriously. So this is some book or whatever, poem or whatever, however that goes, like Iliad, about Agamemnon, huh? All right. I think this is a two-part thing, right? I'm pretty sure there's a second one too after this. So yeah. Holy Sarcastic Production is a great channel. I love reacting to this channel because all the mythology and different type of Greek culture, the Norse culture, even the Nordic, Norwegian myths, Northern American and American myths. This is just awesome. I've read quite a few Holy Sarcastic Production videos already. If you haven't seen them, check out the cards. There's a playlist created for it. Holy Sarcastic Production reactions, something like that. Check out the playlist too, like Real Life Vlog, Tier Zoo, Internet Historian, CGP Grey. And yeah, let's watch this one.
So, Agamemnon. Let me start this off by presenting my personal opinion on this famous Greek hero. This guy! Alright, now that that's out of the way, let me start from the beginning.
Damn.
Agamemnon is the king of Argos, and beyond that, his primary defining feature is that he's related to a lot of more important people. His brother Menelaus, his sister-in-law Helen of Troy, his son Orestes, his great-granddaddy Tantalus, who's, well, mostly famous for suffering eternal torment in Hades after trying to feed his own son to Zeus. So yeah, one big happy family. Anyway, Agamemnon currently commands the united Greek armies that are preparing to assault Troy. More on that later when I tackle the Iliad. His brother Menelaus wants his wife Helen back and is willing to tear Troy down stone by stone to do it. Agamemnon is, tagging along for kicks in the spoils of war? But there's just one problem with this invasion plan. No wind. The wind is stubbornly refusing to blow, which means the vast armada of Greece is effectively landlocked. Because of this, the Greek armies are starting to get a little antsy about the no murder in their foreseeable future problem. Luckily for them, the friendly neighborhood oracle has proposed a solution. And even better, it's doable with items that can be found in Agamemnon's own home. All he has to do is murder his daughter Iphigenia. Wait, what? Yeah, for some reason the gods have decided not to let the armies advance.
Oh, what a piece of shit. First of all, even in the Assassin's Creed Odyssey, when I played that, something I realized that at that time oracles were just piece of shit. Always given this kind of solution like kill your infant child, do this, throw your child over the cliff or some shit like this. The oracles were always piece of shit. That's the one thing I would see the consistency of. So obviously same thing here. The oracle's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna make things up because of course that's what she's doing. She doesn't have power. So he's like, screw it, kill your child. What kind of a piece of shit, And yeah, obviously, he's also a piece of shit who's gonna do that, apparently.
Unless Agamemnon sacrifices his daughter. Now, alright, this is clearly outrageous. Agamemnon's not even the guy with a reason to go to Troy. He's
Seriously?
Not at stake. It's his brother Menelaus that really cares about sacking the place. So logically, you'd think that Agamemnon would take this as a sign,
Not really, that's not the case, is it? He wants Troy. He wants Troy for a long time. His brother is just an excuse, isn't it? I mean, he wanted to, sack Troy for a long time. It just is now an excuse. I mean, he's trying to, dominate all the Greek places. So, becoming some kind of a, overlord of every kingdom is, one of his vision. So he has something with this, I guess. It's not just about his brother.
No. Not to invade Troy. The price is obviously too great, the reward too trivial. Even if he had a good reason, he'd have to kill his own daughter to do it, and there's nothing you could give a father that would persuade him to kill his own child. Of course, by the time you've thought that, Agamemnon has already sent a letter home telling his wife Clytemnestra to bring Iphigenia to the front at once, because she's, getting married to Achilles, and not about to be murdered. But immediately after sending the letter,
Hold up there. The title says infanticide. That means that killing of a small child, right? And clearly he's talking about the, adult daughter, since they are talking about getting married to Achilles. So, yeah.
Agamemnon has a surprise change of heart. He starts to think that maybe dishonorably tricking his wife into sending their daughter to her death might not net him the Father and Husband of the Year award. So he sends another messenger off with a redacted notice, telling Clytemnestra not to bring Iphigenia. Unfortunately, this message is intercepted by Menelaus, who goes and chews out Agamemnon for being unwilling to brutally murder his own daughter. See? One big happy family, just like I said. And while they're...
What? Okay, this is just stupid. His brother's like, you don't care about me enough that you want to kill your daughter. At that time, I would punch the guy. Like, fuck you, that's my daughter. Who are you telling me anything? I don't care if you're my brother.
Busy arguing, Iphigenia arrives at the camp along with her mother Clytemnestra and her baby brother Orestes. More on him later when I cover the Oresteia. So Agamemnon's now majorly bummed that he pretty much has to kill his daughter now that she's, within convenient stabbing distance. So Menelaus has a little change of heart and is like, dude, just send her home. And Agamemnon's like, no, there are no takebacks these ungod-solicited murder attempts. Let's do this. So
What?
Agamemnon talks to Clytemnestra about
So first of all, Agamemnon, like, fuck it, I'm gonna kill her. I wanna do this so bad because what's a daughter, right? I mean, that's kind of piece of shit he is. Then he's like, okay, you know what, this is a bit too much. I'm gonna send the letter to, ignore the first letter. Then his brother's like, you can't even kill your daughter? How weak are you? So, he basically stops the second letter. Then his daughter arrives here. Then the same brother's like, okay, you know what? Maybe I was too harsh. Send her back. Agamemnon's like, oh no, this is already, it's too late now. Things are already in place now. Like, it's too late to kill your daughter. I mean, it's like a process that you cannot reverse now. What the fuck? Agamemnon is a piece of shit, man.
About how badass Achilles is and how great it is that their daughter will totes be marrying him. And, by the way, Achilles doesn't know that any of this is happening, and this becomes clear when he bumps into Clytemnestra, who immediately makes the situation awkward and weird by congratulating him on his impending marriage that he has no idea is happening. So Achilles is like, wait, what? I can't be getting married. What'll I tell my hetero life mate Patroclus? So clearly something is up. Clytemnestra and Achilles start
the way she said that, and the actor in the scene, and the way look at the acting and her saying this is perfect.
Married? What'll I tell my hetero life mate Patroclus? So clearly something is up. Clytemnestra and Achilles start trying to figure out what's going on, but they don't need to look long before they're paid a visit by the exposition fairy. The messenger from the beginning pops out of nowhere to tell them all about Agamemnon's murder plan. Clytemnestra understandably flips out, and Achilles gets righteously pissed. And, by the way, this will not be the last time Achilles gets mad at Agamemnon because of a girl. So Achilles and Clytemnestra resolve to go save Iphigenia. Now, since this is a tragedy, we can already guess that this won't go so well. And, predictably enough, it doesn't. Clytemnestra confronts Agamemnon about the whole killing their daughter thing, and Iphigenia is like, Dad, what? Come on! And Agamemnon's like, you don't understand, I can't disappoint my bros, they're all set to go sack Troy! And at this point, turns out that Odysseus, the only smart dude in the entire Greek army, more on him later, my God, there are a lot of stories about these people, has figured out that Iphigenia has to die before they can leave for Troy. As a result, the entire army decides to start beating up Achilles until he gives up Iphigenia. Now, Achilles is like 99% indestructible, so I don't know why this bothers him, but apparently it does. So then, Iphigenia is like, wait, hang on. Dying actually sounds super rad. Like, if my dying is what makes the war begin, that'd make me, like, the most important woman in the whole war, right? And Achilles is like, well, since Helen's the whole reason why we're going to war in the first place, you'd take home the silver medal in the two-person race. But sure. And Iphigenia is like, then I bravely accept my fate, scoots out the door to face the army, and proceeds to get murdered by Agamemnon. But hey, at least he looked sad while doing it. The winds start to blow, the armies sail off to Troy, and Clytemnestra goes home to spend 10 years plotting her vengeance. More on that when I cover the Oresteia.
Oh god, I hated this story. And there's also a film, the old film or whatever that about all this. Seeing that this is just bad, man. Seeing all that's just effed up. What a piece of shit. I mean, obviously all of this is going to be based on some real events. So Agamemnon, in real life, there must have been a king called Agamemnon, who did actually all this, who killed his child like that just so they could go to war. Which doesn't even have anything to do with the war. It's a stupid oracle told him to do it. And she died. Oh, for fuck's sake. And Odysseus, I mean, I thought he would be more, reasonable here. But he also wanted her to die or something. Damn, this is fucked up. Man, the pastimes are... I mean, this enrages us right now. Just seeing all these things. Like, what a piece of shit. But... old times were just like that. People killed children just because Oracle told them to. It was a really shitty time back then. People say, when I have time machine, I'll go to this time and live that. I'll see the Roman Empire. I'll see the Greek Empire and all that. Yeah, those were not good, man. Those were not good at all. The shit that happened at that time. Alright, people, there was Iphigenia, the first part. I think there's a second part to this too, which I'm going to react to tomorrow. If you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the reaction I did. There's a link in the description. Check out the cast as well. Check out the end cards, and I'll see you next time. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. There's still something. This story could also be seen as a warning of the evils of peer pressure. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a common thing where, she said, you know what, if my dying starts all the war, that makes me important. And for the people, I'll do this and that. This is a really common theme in lots of stories and movies, which I hate. Like, fuck that, think about yourself. I mean, this is all stupidity to begin with. You're going to give up your life, nobody's going to give a shit about you. You're dead. Nobody would care. Think about yourself, man.
When the course is laid and the
Agamemnon wouldn't have had to kill Iphigenia. Oh, if the Greeks hadn't been so bloodthirsty and aggressive. Oh yeah, in that sense, the pre-oppressor. Yeah, what's with that, man? Okay, but the Agamemnon was at the time was basically sacking places after places, just like how Mongols were doing. So his army was already bloodthirsty because of that. It's not like all the Greeks were like that at the time. I think his army was like that because they were so accustomed to basically pillaging places, killing people.
anchors weighed, a sailor's blood begins racing with a heart.
Or if he hadn't brought her there under false pretense in the first place. Yeah, that's the thing. See, it doesn't matter what. He's the one who decided to do that. He's the one who brought her here. He's the biggest piece of shit in the whole world, who killed his own daughter. What's wrong with him?
Hearts unbound and our flag unfurled. We're underway and off to see the world. Underway and
Yeah, there's an alternative where he stabs a deer. I feel like if this all took place in reality, I don't think the deer version happened. Just knowing how Agamemnon was with all the stories, I don't think deer version is the real version.
off to see the world. Hey ho, we'll
Yeah, this is not Disney.
anywhere the wind is blowing. Man. Sailing for adventure.
Depends on if you think short kill me is enough. No, it's not. First of all, that's a kid. Kids don't know shit. That's why they require guardians, alright? So, if she says short kill me, that doesn't mean anything. You're still murdering.
Safely now, Mr. Silver. Let's not get sloppy just because
Who the fuck are these people? Some people think Agamemnon as a hero. Which people?
we're singing.
Danger walks on deck, we say what
No.
the heck. We laugh at the perils we're facing.
Every storm we ride is its own reward.
And people die by falling overboard.
To imagine this, all macho Greek dudes were totally singing this while they sing it for Troy. Damn, that would make it so comedy scenario.
People die by falling overboard. Hey ho, we'll go anywhere the wind is.
Yeah. Damn. Agamemnon was not a hero. In which universe is he a hero? Just because some piece of shit who's a king has power now, sacking place to place, how does that make him hero? He wanted to sack Troy, so basically he's like, fuck that, I don't care about my own kid. I mean, no person who ever decides to kill their own kid can ever be a hero. I mean, that's just, of all the piece of shit thing you can do, I think that's one of the highest one. Yeah. Alright people, if you like my next food, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.